You've heard of this saying before: comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison can mean comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, or comparing yourself to other people. Now, we all know comparing yourself to who you were yesterday, of course, that's a healthy comparison. We're here to talk about when you compare yourself to other people. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it normal at all? Well, first of all, I'm here to tell you that it's normal, it's inevitable. You will catch yourself comparing yourself to other people from time to time. So even for me, I do it. I catch myself doing it from time to time. But there's a difference. All right, from healthy comparison to comparison that really becomes the thief of joy. So when you compare yourself to other people, right? There are two types. First is the healthy comparison. Next, the second type is the self-degrading comparison. So let's start with the healthy kind of comparison with other people. So healthy comparisons can be like comparing yourself to your mentor or your idol, someone who you want to emulate, someone who you want to learn from. You view them as someone who is, of course, better than you. You acknowledge that fact. You absorb their energy. You learn from them. You take them as a role model. From my perspective, that is what a healthy comparison is. You learn from them and you acknowledge they're better than you. You absorb their knowledge. You pay attention to them. You pick up their skills. You analyze their attitudes. And these kinds of figures can be your parents, can be a YouTuber you saw online, which you are inspired by, which is really important. The key factor here is inspiration. You are somewhat inspired by them by some amount. It can be a mentor. It also can be a friend of someone whom you really respect a lot and admire a lot. And this kind of comparison has elements of admiration. We will call that as admiration. And you respect them. Now let's talk about the other kind of comparison. This is when you compare yourself to other people, but instead of wanting to actually learn from them, to actually absorb their knowledge or what they know about, showing respect or admiration to them, this comparison converts into something we know as envy or toxic kind of jealousy. So this is when you don't like where the other person is at. You see him up there, and you have this kind of grumbling, slightly infuriated, toxic monologue inside of you telling you that, oh, I don't like this guy. Oh, he's so high up. I really want his spot right here. And sometimes it can extend into even worse, like wanting to sabotage that person or take them down or blackmail them. So this is what we call envy and jealousy. Now, is this normal in people? Of course, yes. But is envy or jealousy good? Generally, I don't think it's good. Because you see, the main output here of envy and jealousy, what are you going to get from it? You just want to be better than them. That's it. Do you want to understand them at all? Their point of view, their perspective? Do you want to know or learn what they know? You want to learn from them? No, you don't want to acknowledge that you are inferior to them, right? So you have this kind of feeling that, okay, I'm inferior and I don't like it. I just despise it. I want to be better than them. So this kind is slightly toxic. You have to know that. And it doesn't have to be like wanting to take them down. Another form of it, a variation I would call, is oftentimes we compare ourselves to people on social media, or someone who is rich who has this car that we don't have, or a friend of ours who has a house, who is living his best life with his family, and a beautiful wife, has a high paying job, everything, or things you see on social media of those influencers having Bugattis, McLarens, Ferraris, all of these diamond watches that people have. And then you start to use that against yourself, right? You start to see inside of you, like, oh my god, shit, I don't have all of these things, right? Like I'm a piece of loser, right? Like, why do I want to even live? What's the purpose? Like, what's the purpose of even trying, right? This kind is also self-degrading. So how do you get rid of this kind of comparison? I know everybody has some element of it, of course. Everybody has that little bit of it. It's human nature. It's part of it. Like, you can't just deny that you don't have it. Some people just have it lesser. I have it too. But I just learned to overcome it and acknowledge it, to get over it. So first thing I understand is that everybody is unique, right? In their own way. Everybody is special. Everybody is born in different circumstances and given different opportunities, face different kind of sufferings or hardships. They have different circumstances compared to you. They have different skills compared to you. They have different attributes compared to yourself. Why don't you look at what you have, right? When you look at what other people have, that is their condition. It's unique to them only. Nobody can replicate it just like that. Whatever they can achieve is going to be significantly different from what you can achieve in terms of whatever it is, money, in terms of fulfillment, happiness, creativity, other aspects of life. You can't compare that. It's just different. You have to understand that nobody is the happiest person in the world and the richest person in the world, the most fulfilled person in the world, the person who doesn't have any troubles, who can go on holiday and still make millions and millions of dollars. Nobody has that kind of perfect, ideal life. Nobody's perfect. You have to understand this. Everybody's special, everybody's unique. Everybody is given different chances, opportunities, and everybody faces different hardships. And some people might say, like, he's rich and whatever. And another thing is the hardships. The hardships and the hard times that they've been through, that is what molded them to what they are today. That is what forms who they are today. So unless you've been through the hardships that they've been through, how are you going to get to where they are? This is something that I hope that you can understand. And once you understand this concept, the comparison, I won't say that it will just go away and disappear and vanish forever. It will still appear, but you learn to look into yourself better. Look at what you have. Look at the blessings you have, right? You already have a family around you. You have your own body. You're able to walk. Express the gratitude. Don't take things for granted. And the last thing is to compare yourself to who you are yesterday. Because as I've said, everybody's unique. Everybody has their own life. Everybody is given different circumstances to live in, to grow up in. So it's not fair when you compare yourself to others, right? It's kind of unfair because they might have been given chances that you might not have encountered. They might have been brought up better. Who knows? It's different for everybody. So it's unfair to you to just compare your stats to other people. Why not compare your stats to who you are in the past, yesterday? That is a more fair comparison, right? You also agree with that. So comparison, it's natural. It's normal. Envy, it's normal. The only way to overcome it is to know that everybody's different. Every single individual has their own life trajectory. Everybody is given different circumstances and chances. or different upbringings. So ultimately, you compare yourself to yourself. You are on your own life path, and you make sure you live your life to the fullest, to your fullest potential.